I just celebrated a birthday, and I think it's time to just talk about the reflections that I've had concerning, this past year, this past few years, and just the direction that my life is going and the way that I want it to go. And I love birthdays for this reason. You just have that opportunity to kind of readjust, realign, and get yourself together. I mean, come on. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that celebrated my birthday with me. It was a great time. I really just wanted to be in the moment. I didn't want to be online. I didn't want to be texting. I just wanted to talk to real people, laugh with real people, and just have the time of my life in the moment right where I am. And the Love World Singers, they made it happen. Thank you all so, so, so much. So first, I want to talk about the top three things that I've learned over the last few years, especially since moving to Nigeria, and like what I'm holding on to with my entire life going forward. Then I want to talk about the things that I am unlearning. Those truths that, brought me this far, but I know they're not going to take me further in my journey in life. Let's start with the top three things that I am taking with me for this next phase of my life. Number one, and this one is a message. It's a word. It's Rema. It is everything that I've ever needed, and it is this: God is pleased with me. Now let me tell you why. Because for a long time, in fact, all the way up until now, I've always had this idea that God is always mad at me. He's a God of wrath. He's always trying to punish me because of maybe a lie I told, or maybe I didn't do something I was supposed to do. All those different ideologies, I always just kind of felt like I always have to be apologizing and repenting and go, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Not saying that there's not a place for that, but sometimes I feel like we look at God as this dictator in the sky that is just trying to punish his children. This same loving God that even while we were dead in sin, he still sent his son to die for us. That person is not now holding, the rod of judgment to beat you every time you make an error. He doesn't see all of those things the way that we see it, and we get so wrapped up in it. So knowing now fully that God is pleased with me, it just makes such a difference in my mindset, my mood, my behavior, the way I relate with others, my energy going forward. It makes a huge difference. And I want to implore you that if you don't know, please take this with you. God is pleased with you. God is pleased with you. Let go of those things of the past. Move forward with this new information, with this new mindset. Your life will be so much better, so much brighter. Number two is a good one. Number two is I have the power to do anything that I set my mind to. And they tell us this thing as little kids. You hear them tell, you can do anything that you set your mind to. And it's so sweet. But I don't think I ever really got it. I never really got it until now. There was a project that I took on a few years back, maybe about 5 years now. And it's something that I've never considered before or done before, but I just all of a sudden had a passion to partake in this event, in this industry. And all of a sudden, like, I started getting information. Information just started coming to me. The more I thought about it, the more ideas would come. The more ideas came, the more um, plans on how to execute came. And it didn't work out at the end, not because of anything I did. It was because the whole system just kind of changed and erupted, and there was no longer a place for anybody really that was interested. But for me, when I look back on that, I'm like, how did I even get that far? Because I've never been interested in this industry before. I've never, like, I've been so actually against this industry for a long time. So the fact that I was able to get this information, do the research, make solid plans, like, I was quite impressed with myself. And yeah, I consider that every time I take a step forward now, like, it it's it impacts the way that I apply for jobs. You know, they talk about ladies, they always underestimate themselves. Man, I think I've been doing that for way too long. So I'm no longer underestimating myself. I can do anything that I want to do. And, like, yeah. If you don't get it, forget about it. And number three is knowledge is power. So now I understand that when you have knowledge, whether it's in your industry or in different areas of life, it gives you the power to move forward. It gives you the power to make something beautiful out of your life. For example, there's a huge difference between the man that knows how to manage their money versus the man that doesn't know. There's the difference between the man that knows the secrets of, like, wealth creation and generational wealth, building generation, building generational wealth, and the one that doesn't. There's one that there's a big difference between the man that knows, his rights and the guy that doesn't. It just changes the dynamics of your life. So, in anything that you're doing, in any opportunity that you have to gain knowledge, go for it. Go for it. That is the thing that is going to keep you from living your best life. And the Bible says it. It says, "My children perish because of lack of knowledge." And that thing, there's nothing worse than being poor just because you don't know any better. And knowledge is out there. Knowledge is out there. So go for it, know it, learn it, and grow. Now let's talk about the top three things that I am unlearning for this season of my life because it no longer serves me. It no longer is necessary. And I know that if I hold on to it, I won't be able to move forward. But the number one thing that I have to let go of in this season of my life is the independent woman ideology. I know, I know. But as a married woman, it is so necessary to let go of that independent woman and learn to be a interdependent couple. And what that really means is just, girl, you don't have to do it all by yourself. Like, you really do not have to do it all by yourself. You have help. You can get help. Um, there's shared knowledge that you now have and you have great access to. So why not take advantage of those things instead of doing baby girl, oh, I can do it all by myself. I can do it all by myself. And I love when the truth of the matter is I started to let this idea go a long time ago. And that was, right when I was like, you know what, maybe I do want to get married. Let me kind of start the process of reorganizing my brain. And I actually saw a video on Instagram where this lady, she said that, she's been with her husband and she's a stay at home mom and he takes care of everything. And, and it's been a few years. So, a lot of times we have this idea that, men are trash, and a lot of times they prove it over and over and again. But there are some times that um, men are amazing. And I think we need to hear more of those stories. Men can be so amazing, such the backbone to the family. And I just decided in that moment that why does my story have to follow the masses. I can't find, first of all, there are great guys out there. I can find a great guy and I don't have to be like Miss Independent. I can be, you know, settled and confident in my man and, calm in my man and like let my man be my man and just kind of like relax a little bit. So that's where I'm at right now. And I mean, it's a process. We, we have not mastered this one, but it is definitely on the list of the things that I am unlearning for this season of my life. Number two is that faith is magic. I don't know where I even got this idea from, but the idea was that, God kind of just did everything for you. Like, God, can you please do this, do this? Like, he was some type of genie in my life that was there to answer all my wishes and fulfill all. I've I've let that go. My relationship with God is a real like bona fide relationship. He's my father. He's my confidant. He's my master, my Lord. And the way I work my faith now is so different from before. Before it was like, all right, God's gonna do it. God's gonna do it, and I'm just folding my hands, waiting for Him to do it. Um, now I understand that faith and works they have to go together. They have to go together. So yeah, He'll do His part, but me too. I have to do my part. I do my part. I pray on the matter, declarations, speaking words of faith, sowing seeds, all of the things. You work your miracle. That's how faith works. And then also, like, there are some areas that you don't need faith for. Like, I'm not using my faith for, um, I know everyone's gonna come after me for this one, but like, I refuse to use my faith for a man. I mean, I don't have to now, but even then, like, there's so many guys out there. Um, I'm not gonna use my faith for like a man, for him to act right or for him to. I just that's not what my faith is for. My faith is for winning souls, building the kingdom. Not for one dude to like do what's right. He has no home training. Let him go. Don't waste your faith on stuff like that, please. There's bigger things to do with your faith. Thank you very much. And is that really faith, or is that just wishful thinking and hoping and praying? God, change him, change him. Anyway, number three is keeping quiet keeps the peace. I'm breaking every chain. I'm breaking every chain on that yoke of bondage. Ugh, I'm free, baby girl. I'm free. What? I am totally unlearning that keeping quiet means keeping the peace because when you keep quiet, you are the one that is not at peace. You're keeping the peace for maybe the other person, but definitely not for yourself. And let me tell you how it's going forward. If I'm not at peace, nobody's at peace. And truly, that's usually the way women are. And that's why you say happy wife, happy life. Because when a woman is not at peace inside, no matter how she's keeping quiet about the thing that's bothering her, it's showing up in every area of her life. And you can tell that, girl, you going through something. Can you do something about it? So I have decided that I am going to speak up, speak out, the things that are affecting me or hurting me or bothering me. So what I am learning instead is how to communicate with love, with patience, in search of a solution and a conclusion, not ready to start a fight. You know what I mean? So that is how we are working that. And those are the things that I am no longer taking with me into this phase of my life. So this is how you know that my 40s are going to be the best time of my life. 40s are the new 20s. And yeah, those are my birthday reflections and some life lessons. Again, if you can take anything from this conversation, do it. Just do it. Elevate your life. And if these things apply to you in any way, take a cue and let's go. Keep it moving. Life is all about learning and unlearning. As you change stages, as you move in a new direction, you have to learn something new and unlearn something old. So, out with the old, in with the new. Let's go.